so welcome back. We are talking with Cone Health experts. We have Dr. Mendelsohn and Dr. Zainab Qayumi. And again, all of Cone Health, we're talking about how to keep you and your children healthy during the school year. And as a reminder, you can text the number on your screen. You see there, it's at the bottom, 336-379-5775. So Dr. Mendelsohn, let's talk about this. New schools, new teachers, new classmates. Yeah. That's overwhelming.
Absolutely.
So what are some practical ways that parents can help, like, the children build up confidence in this transition?
Yeah, great question. You know, during those first few weeks of school, it's almost like our kids have two jobs. There's everything that they typically do during the school day, and then there's just the adjustment itself, where things that are going to be automatic in hopefully just a few weeks are not yet, and they're in the process of effortfully learning. So that's where maintaining consistency and predictability at home as much as possible, keeping things calm, maybe not scheduling a ton of activities if you can, giving your child a little extra time to decompress, and having some familiar, comforting routines in place can help support them during that adjustment.
Okay, I love that it's more of routine versus like, let's celebrate every day, let's go for ice cream every day, let's do whatever. It's kind of like, let's just be chill.
Yes.
Okay, all right, so let's talk about this. Families know about healthy nutrition, right? I think they're beat over the head with make sure your kid gets a protein, right? And stuff like that, right? Okay, and hydration and that kind of stuff. How do children stay focused and energized when it comes with food? So I think a lot of parents are like, it's all right if they cheat here or there, but what is the main thing?
You said the most important thing. Actually, it is protein and breakfast. A lot of times parents will think, oh, my kid will eat at school, but sometimes they don't eat a nutritious breakfast at school, or they're rushed. Maybe they're meeting up with friends or talking to some other people where they don't have a chance to eat. So always leaving the house with a full stomach is the best way to go. And breakfast should contain a protein source like eggs or nut butter. It should have a healthy carbohydrate like oatmeal or whole wheat bread, and then fruits like berries that are our natural antioxidant. Water throughout the day also keeps them energized, and then also thinking about what you give them for their snack. We don't want to give them too much processed food, so protein-rich snacks also help. And
I know sometimes people think, okay, there's no way I'm going to get them to eat before we get home. But in the car, if they've got a cheese stick, right, which is protein, and make, you know, like one of the mandarin oranges things, or a granola bar or something, we're good with that.
And meal prepping over the weekend is such a good idea. So for example, in my house, I have two boys. They love boiled eggs. We'll make boiled eggs over the weekend. So every morning, they already know, okay, I have to heat up my eggs before I go to school so they eat them.
And you give them a little bit of a job too, which is good. Okay, so let's talk about bullying, because that is gonna, I don't know that it happens on day one, but it probably does, right? That remains a very big concern for a lot of families. A child struggling with that, what do we do as a parent to help support? Because I think a lot of times we either go to the, oh, don't worry about it, ignore them, or I'm gonna go beat that kid up, right? Those are the two like responses that we have.
That's exactly right. And it's an especially tricky situation because of the stressors that children face. It is one that they are less likely to open up to parents about, really for two reasons. Kids are often ashamed or embarrassed to have been the victims of bullying, and also they're often concerned that their parents may respond in a way that actually worsens the bullying, like going to beat up the kid.
Right.
So that's where looking out for the signs of bullying can be especially important. Everything I said earlier about signs your child might be stressed applies here, but also if you notice an abrupt uptick in aggression towards siblings or peers where maybe they weren't aggressive before, or if in the way they're talking about their social experiences, you're noticing differences. Like last year they had some kids they ate lunch with, you used to hear about it and now you're not. Or they're saying that they don't want to go to school or don't want to go to a particular extracurricular because they don't want to see another kid there. Unfortunately, also unexplained injuries can be a sign of bullying. And if your child has been bullied in the past, that can be predictive of bullying in the future, so they may be at risk.
And at some point, they need to take it to the next level, or the parent does, right?
Yes, yes. And it's a very delicate situation because it can be a safety concern. You need to notify your child's educators, but it is important to try to gain some awareness of the broader landscape in doing that, so that you don't inadvertently make things worse, because these days bullies have many ways to reach our kids. You know, the bully who stops at school may start up in the group chat or on social media.
Right.
So just having that awareness and honestly having the support of a professional can be especially helpful in navigating something delicate like bullying.
All right, let's talk about a health issue that parents often overlook at the start of school.
Oh, yes. So, I mean, parents are always great about getting their school forms completed, getting everything they need for the classroom. But one thing that we don't think about is if your child gets sick during school hours, who's going to come pick up your child? Does your pediatrician have office hours, like same-day sick appointments or urgent care hours that they can go to? And do we have all the supplies at home that we need? Actually, Cone Health Community Pharmacies, and there's 4 in Greensboro, and then 1 in Alamance, Eden, and in Ashboro, have made these medical kits for parents to grab. And there's a pediatric and adult one, and it has all the essentials that you need just to get you through any type of illness that may occur. And that could be a thermometer, some electrolyte solution, medicine for fever. Cough, there's like a little first aid kit. It's actually wonderful, and you could just grab it when you go pick up your medicine, or if you go there to pick up any over-the-counter medicines.
Yeah, I mean, it's $20 for the bag, and it's got like all the stuff that you need at the beginning.
Of course.
Right, so you don't have to be searching through your stuff wondering if you have stuff or not.
And it's all in one area.
Right. All right, so what's your best advice for parents and caregivers who want to help children have a healthy and successful school year?
You know, just some very simple advice would be that you don't have to wait until it's a crisis to seek help and support. If you are concerned that your child may be struggling beyond what they can handle on their own, go ahead and reach out to their pediatrician or to a licensed mental health professional. And I would add, if you as a parent are finding it difficult to support your child, you can also seek support for that as well. Some of these situations can be really emotionally triggering, and it's tough to try to show up as that calm, open space for our kids.
Sure. Some of the questions that we're getting in, what should parents make sure is covered during a back-to-school physical?
Oh, definitely a hearing and vision, making sure they're up to date with their vaccines. Of course, we're going to do a full exam and make sure there's no concerns from the parents.
Okay, and so does a regular physical routine check the eyes and the hearing and everything? Okay,
Yep.
so you don't have to go to a different doctor for that unless they see something
All
that's
in one
going
place.
on. Okay, and then I love this one. Is there a way to keep my kids from catching germs as they go back to school?
Sure can, okay.
And so there's probably some key times to wash their hands.
Yes, of course. When they first get to school, when they get home, actually a lot of families, I'll tell them, I'll let them play outside right when they get home so they can kind of have their outdoor time, and then when they come in, just go and take a shower, get all those germs off. So that way, when they're sitting in the house, they're not taking the germs everywhere, they're nice and fresh in the house.
That is interesting.
Yes, that's what we do in my house.
Okay, and someone asked, is there special paperwork parents need to fill out if their child needs to take medicine at school?
There is.
And you go to the school for that?
So the school or your pediatrician will have the form usually if we're in the county that you live in, but it's always good to bring forms just so we can fill it out when you come in.
Okay, and the school nurse is the one who then gives that medicine?
Administers it, yes.
Kids aren't supposed to be bringing in their own medicine every single day, right?
At least not school-age kids.
Right, okay. And let me see, all of these are medical, like is there, how do I handle a situation where my child is friends with an unvaccinated child? I'm concerned that they could get sick.
Oh boy.
So, I mean, that is a difficult time we're living in, unfortunately, but if your child is vaccinated, they are building the antibodies, so if they're exposed to that virus, they're building antibodies and they can fight that infection. Yep.
And so then how do you navigate if they want to hang out with someone who's unvaccinated? That's tough.
It is very tough. It's an unfortunate time that we're living in.
Okay, and then it says, talk to me about just how important it is to eat a healthy breakfast. I mean, how does it really set your body up for a good day? Because you always hear, eat your breakfast, but why?
Energy. So the protein, the healthy carbohydrates, and the fruits are all giving us energy to get us through the day. I mean, and helping us focus, concentrate in the classroom.
I mean, you know what happens when you're hangry at home, right?
Yeah.
Like you're everything, like nothing like really clicks, and
Yep.
you get mad really easy, and why do you want to put your kid in that situation, right?
Exactly.
If you can hand him a cheese stick, even if it's in the back of the car.
Yep.
All right, well, we thank you both for your time and your expertise.
Thank you so much.
And you know, this is going to be one of these things where maybe there's a parent that didn't get to watch this today. This is going to be in the To Your Well-Being section of our website, so make sure you see that, and we'll be right back.